1360 AM, Johnstown, Denver.
Lots of heavy stuff going on, my friends. Lots of it. This is Howard Riell back again for more punishment here on Riell Truth. The call-in number 877-254-7524. Welcome. Item from Bloomberg. President Donald Trump denounced former top strategist Steve Bannon on Wednesday, that's today, saying that he, quote, lost his mind after leaving the White House last summer. Quote, when he was fired, he not only lost his job, he lost his mind, Trump said of Bannon in a statement the White House issued. Quote, now that he's on his own, Steve is learning that winning isn't as easy as I make it look, unquote. The statement represented an emphatic break from the person considered the architect of Trump's presidential campaign. Bannon continued to enjoy access to the president after he left the White House, but that has ended, one person familiar with the matter said. Earlier on Wednesday, New York Magazine published excerpts of a forthcoming book by author Michael Wolff, in which Bannon criticizes Trump's campaign as well as the president and his family. The Guardian published excerpts of the book in which Bannon predicts that special counsel Robert Mueller will, quote, crack Don Jr. like an egg on national TV, unquote, over the president's son's meeting with a Russian lawyer at Trump Tower in June 2016. Bannon also called Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting with the lawyer, in which he expected to receive damaging information on Trump's election opponent, Hillary Clinton, quote, treasonous and, quote, unpatriotic, according to The Guardian. So what's going on here? Fair question. Well, here's the best that I can figure out. I have no inside information. I have not spoken to Steve Bannon or Donald Trump or Donald Jr. or anybody within many miles of Washington, D.C. But here's my take. Take it for what it's worth. Steve Bannon is trying to become a brand. He's trying to become, for all I know, a candidate. He wants to be a mover and a shaker, and so he's trying to keep his face in the news. If he was serious about wanting the Trump agenda to go forward and become law, well, then he would have kept his mouth shut. Because all this could possibly do is damage the Trump administration. I don't know if Steve Bannon has been bought out. I don't know if he's been compromised. I just plain don't know. But the Steve Bannon who led Donald Trump to victory appears to be at odds with the Steve Bannon now who's giving these ridiculous interviews. I'm just taking a wait-and-see attitude. I'm going to keep my eye on Fox News and on the internet, and I'm going to see what goes on. I do know this. The best thing America has going for it today is the Trump administration. It's Wednesday. It's Riell Truth. I'll be right back.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution.
American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228. Piccolo's Restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play. If you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's Restaurant in Denver is not only the best Italian and Mexican cuisine, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166.
All right, guys, welcome back. Howard Riell, as you know, the call-in number, as it has been for quite some time, been a long time coming, 877-254-7524. Let's hear what Ann Coulter has to say about Steve Bannon's comments. Here we go. All right, I'm going to stop it there. When we come back from the first commercial break, we will go back to Ann Coulter. If Mitt Romney runs for the Senate, it's unfortunate. I'd rather have a conservative in that Senate seat. Item from InfoWars, Senator Rand Paul repeated the call by the president this week to end aid to Pakistan, saying that Trump is right because Pakistan provides a safe haven for terrorists, incarcerates Christians, and hates the U.S. Appearing on Fox News Channel's Your World, Paul said aid should not be given to countries who deny human rights and openly oppose U.S. principles. Quote, I think most Americans would support the president on this. Why don't we like to see our money going to countries? Why do we like to see our money going to countries that burn our flag? Little typo there. We'll take a break and we'll be back, my friends. Real Truth will continue.
Provides reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom-tailored capabilities as modest as emergency lighting all the way to commercial-scale power. Great Plains Power is a full-service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com.
The Lord makes the counsel of the nations to nothing. He makes the plans of the people of no effect. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. The people he has chosen as his own inheritance. Psalm 33, verses 10 through 12.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the America News Network.
Here's what we're going to do, my friends. What Ann Coulter is saying is important. So important that I'm going to pick up in the middle of this Ann Coulter video. I'm going to continue playing it. When we get to the end, I'm going to jump to a different video, different people, different topic. But I do want you to hear what Ann Coulter has to say next. Here we go.
Mr. Trump will run.
Romney is not going to do that. No one is going to be a follow-up act to Trump. Trump is a once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-generation, maybe once-in-a-century kind of president. And anyone who follows will certainly be a hack politician, which Mitt Romney is.
But if you
That's exactly right. And Mitt Romney will talk and talk and talk and talk, and because he is an asswipe, he won't do anything. All right, my friends, that's it for Ann Coulter. Let's jump to Newt Gingrich talking about what we can expect in 2018.
No.
Also, Donald Trump has smashed ISIS and taken away 98% of the territory in less than a year, where Barack Obama had 8 years and hardly made a scratch. I couldn't understand why Barack Hussein Obama wasn't more successful in fighting these Muslim extremists.
Real people, real lives.
I think the new opening that Kim Jong-un finds might be a vast crater in Pyongyang. We'll come back to Hannity and Gingrich after this commercial break. In the meantime, let me go back to Rand Paul from InfoWars. Repeated a call by the president to end aid to Pakistan. Paul continues, in Pakistan, they incarcerate Christians. There is a Christian Asia Bibi that's been on death row for 5 years. They put a Dr. Shakil Afridi in jail for 33 years. He's the guy that helped us get bin Laden. Paul added, noting that, quote, they looked the other way, that bin Laden was there over a decade. So yes, there should be conditions to it. We shouldn't give our money to countries that have mass protests, burning our flags, and putting Christians in jail for gossip. We'll be back.
Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioH.com. And now, it's just one nutritional supplement instead of the Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with more of the most nutrient dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has zero toxicity and it's safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioH.com. Spelled BIOAGE.com. BioH.com. Or call 877-288-9116. 877-288-9116.
Great Plains Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom-tailored capabilities of modest emergency lighting all the way to commercial scale power. Great Plains Power is a full-service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom-designed system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John witnessed of him and cried out, saying, this was he of whom I said, he who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. The people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty of ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Item from the Daily Wire: when French lawyer Alexis Dubreuil attempted to disqualify jurist Albert Levy because he's a Jew from presiding over a case, the French Bar Association came down on Dubreuil's naked anti-Semitism and disbarred him. But in Berkeley, California, when Councilwoman Cheryl Davila required a litmus test on Israel from the city's Jewish Commissioner of Transportation, which he failed and for which he claims he was subsequently fired, there were no consequences. Councilwoman Davila made some vapid comments about support for the Palestinians, and that was the end of the matter. Unquote. My friends, here's hoping in 2008 that either voluntarily or forcefully California will secede from the Union. Let's go back to Sean Hannity and Newt Gingrich. Go. I suspect that Mitt Romney is an asswipe and will remain so. I would love to see jail cells filled by Hillary Clinton and her people. I know you would too, my friends. Item from Bloomberg. U.S. manufacturing expanded in December at the fastest pace in 3 months. as gains in orders and production capped the strongest year for factories since 2004, the Institute for Supply Management said Wednesday. The survey-based measure of factory activity, the year's second highest behind September, when storm-related supply delays boosted the index, brings the 2017 average to 57.6, the best in 13 years. The acceleration in bookings indicates production will remain robust in coming months as factories race to limit mounting order backlogs amid declining customer inventories. Increasing export orders underscores the improvement in global markets, unquote. So, my friends, what do we make of all this? Very simple. I can tell you in 4 words. Thank you, President Trump. No, just 4 words. There's no more than that. That's it. Donald Trump is responsible for the good times we see breaking out everywhere. Let's take a break and we'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Earth.
Well, it had to happen. Colorado legalized marijuana. Most people thought the Green Earth was a marijuana dispensary. Also, it was legalized on January the 1st, 2014. The same day we opened our new
they do that.
Street, 1.5 blocks south of I-7. There are 83,000 cars a day passing in front of our new location on Gibbon Street, and most of them thought we were a marijuana dispensary. So we changed the name of our retail store to New Genesis Health, but we kept the name of our Green Earth supplements. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, New Genesis Health, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372. And be sure to listen to the Healthy Nature Show with Linda Phillips every Tuesday at 1 p.m.
Now this is the testimony of John when the Jews sent frequent Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19 through 21.
The associates of the 24-hour Walmart Supercenter not be able to find. No one anywhere is more noble, righteous, blessed, or courageous than our United States Armed Forces. These brave men and women and their families put the bill for our freedom every day. And the military care packages today to let them know that they are in our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts. This message is from the associates at your 24-hour Walmart Supercenter on Highway 287 in Lafayette. They're on the air because they care.
My friends, The Guardian, England's largest newspaper. Hang on 1 second. We've got a caller on the line. Caller, are you with us?
Yes.
What's your name, young lady?
I wanted to.
Yes, please tell me your name. Yes, please tell me your name.
Right. He is a.
I'm out of luck.
And Mormons are nascent, undercover, the Illuminati, in other words, the inner core of power in the church and in the Mormon, well, you can call it a church. The Mormon church has managed to suppress information of their secret ceremonies of ritual abuse and also engaging in human sacrifice. I myself was a victim of this in childhood, having been raised among Mormons, in a family that hailed begged of Mormon pioneer heritage on both sides of the family. Mitt Romney empowered even further than now with the moving the globalist agenda forward on steroids.
So you don't think Mitt Romney will be good as a senator?
Claims to be a conservative, yet he moves the globalist agenda forward at every opportunity while maintaining denial plausibility. If you check his voting record, that proves it.
All right. I agree with you, young lady. I also would not vote for Mitt Romney for dog catcher. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you for hearing me.
Thank you for calling. Happy New Year.
Thanks.
All right, guys, let's go to Paul Joseph Watson on InfoWars, because the biggest newspaper in England is recommending giving sex toys to children. I can't make this stuff up, folks. Here's Paul Joseph Watson being interviewed on Infowars.com.
Reversing the system by being crazy sound. If you are receiving this transmission, you are.
That's true. And it's a liberal system. It's a system designed to break down the family and replace it with government. Item from Breitbart. Representative Mark Meadows, Republican, North Carolina, chairman of the House Freedom Caucus, on Tuesday said there should be no deferred action for childhood arrivals DACA amnesty deal contained within the government funding bill coming up in January. Unquote. My friends, people ask me where I stand on DACA amnesty. Here's where I stand. All these DACA people who could be range in age up to 35 years old, they're not all children. They should be sent back where they came from. None should stay in the United States. We'll be back.
Please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com, and now they just one nutritional supplement instead of the Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with four of the most nutritive algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, if you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has zero toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com. Spelled BioAge.com. BioAge.com. Or call 877-877-9116. BioAge.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16. You look at the Blocker plan and it reminds us that the drug problem is well documented. We know our kids will be approached at every meeting. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community who have had the strength to say no to drugs. They provide examples to their peers and families to be the best they can be. That's the Blocker plan, located at 366 Street in the Winter, serving our area since 1943, specializing in natural life aged beef and pork and complete custom process. Call 303-688-2240. That's 303-688-2240.
Item from Reuters. Dateline Jerusalem, Israel said on Wednesday, that's today, that it would pay thousands of African migrants living illegally in the country to leave, threatening them with jail if they're caught after the end of March. Unquote. Bad idea. Force them to leave. If they fight back, use force. Item from Front Page Magazine. The Congressional Black Caucus had a front seat to #MeToo with the revelation that $220,000 had been paid to a staffer alleging sexual harassment by Representative Alcee Hastings, Democrat, Florida, a former judge impeached for bribery whose girlfriend has been on the payroll to the tune of $2.4 million, and that Representative John Conyers, Democrat, Michigan, had his own sexual harassment settlement. That scandal forced Representative Conyers to resign and hand the seat to his son at the behest of his wife, Monica, who had been convicted of bribery. Corruption, fraud, and bribery are ongoing problems at the Congressional Black Caucus. Unquote. What? You can't say that about the Congressional Black Caucus. Well, my friends, you can't say it if you're a racist and you believe that people of certain races should be treated differently than people of other races. I happen not to believe that. I happen to believe all races are equal, and that's what is scummy for one race is scummy for another, and it should always be talked about. Item from Breitbart. In an interview with the Associated Press, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristen Nielsen said that President Donald Trump's planned wall along the U.S. border with Mexico is, quote, first and foremost, before any deal for amnesty for the recipients of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, DACA. Unquote. My friends, of course that's so. Of course it's true. It would be national suicide to do it any other way. Item from the Daily Caller. A member of the far-right German political party AfD is being investigated over an incendiary New Year's Eve tweet that casts Muslims as violent and rapacious. Beatrix von Storch, member of the German parliament and deputy leader of Germany's far-right AfD party, accused the Cologne police of pandering to, quote, barbaric, gang-raping Muslim hordes of men, unquote, after the department sent out a celebratory tweet in Arabic to ring in the new year. Von Storch's Twitter account was suspended for 12 hours Monday, saying her message violated their rules. She then posted the message to Facebook, where it was blocked, unquote. My friends, if you ever want to call Muslims a barbaric, gang-raping Muslim horde of men, well, you have my permission. Item from Michael Snyder at the End of the American Dream blog. In the United States, nobody's supposed to be above the law, and that includes our elected officials. If top politicians are permitted to break the law over and over again and get away with it, that sends an absolutely terrible message to everyone else in our society, and it threatens the legitimacy of our entire system of justice. Hillary Clinton has been caught red-handed mishandling classified documents. It appears she greatly betrayed our nation during the Uranium One deal. Evidence has emerged that she's committed gross violations of campaign finance law, and the very deep corruption of the Clinton Foundation is well known. Hillary Clinton needs to be prosecuted and sent to prison, and as a member of Congress, I will do whatever I can to make that happen. Unquote. My friends, Michael Snyder, former guest here on Riell Truth, is running for Congress, and if you can support him, you should. That said, we are done for today. I will be back tomorrow with more Riell Truth, and we will finish up the first week of 2018. My friends, you can say many things about what's going on in America. Here's one thing you can't say. You can't say it's boring. Hasta lumbago. I'll see you tomorrow.